Alright, well, it is Sunday the 3rd, and we are headed down to Brickworld Indianapolis. It's going to be a great time. We got Madison and Caitlin in the car. They have not had this because of COVID for 2 years, so we're super pumped. I think everyone is super pumped around the community. We got our coffee, and we are headed down, and I will show you guys in just a minute. Alright, we have just arrived at Brickworld, and this thing looks massive. There is so much here to explore and experience, and we're just gonna have a great day here. Well, this is a pretty large Lego city. Madison obviously enjoys it. Hopefully she does not touch anything. You see over there they've done Pal Cinnamon Blue. A lot of different custom things that they've done to this city here. A little bit of movement, a lot of roads. The city here looks to be showing off some of the angles that they can do. As you guys can see, that road right there is rounded. And what's really cool is the buildings behind it. Look at that. See how it's just adjusted to the rounded road? I think that is like really skilled right there. On the other side, there is some pretty cool trees that are kind of inspiring. These are definitely bigger than the trees that I make, and I really like those. Wow, this giant recreation of the Hogwarts castle is just incredible. I mean, this looks so good. It's really just massive, if you can see in comparison to the people around. And this city here is just huge. This guy's done some massive buildings. You can see Superman and Iron Man flying around right there at the top. I think that's really cool. They've got ladders all the way up those buildings. They are seriously tall. Got some great design in here, wonderful trees, and a nice rail system that they have set up. We'll go around and check out that amusement park as well. Okay, so we walked around to the other side. You guys can see some custom roller coasters that this guy's done. The first one there is called the Wildcat. You can see he has at least 3 of those Lego mixers. There's the Ferris wheel and then a carousel and a roller coaster behind it. And the second roller coaster is just absolutely massive, and it looks to be called Shivering Timbers. And you can see some other moving amusement park rides up here, as well as even another roller coaster. Okay, well, this guy's got some dope MOCs right here. You saw the lights. That looks to be some kind of Star Wars. There's some figures here, as well as that creepy clown up top, that bust. I love purple, black, and the color green, especially neon together, so these are really cool. But this right here is so dope. This is the gingerbread castle. This thing's made of Lego, obviously, but you can hardly even tell, right? This thing is nuts. There's so much detail in that. And then on this corner right here, this thing is labeled as the Gotham City Police Department. I love those black arches. This thing is definitely clean, and I like how you have 2 walls. And that dragon up there, that thing's actually breathing smoke, so that's pretty sweet. Looks like Beyond the Brick is over here. They've been over here for quite some time, so they definitely like this setup for sure. Alright, so this city is definitely one of my favorite builds that I've seen so far. There's just so much color and life here. I'm not even really that into like Asian architecture. I've watched Ninjago. I think it's a great show. I don't have any of the sets, but this is just wonderful. I love the boats and that the whole display sits on water. This thing's great. You can see that mech back there. So this looks like a giant Arctic base. There's a lot of sets in here, and this guy definitely has a great collection of Lego City Arctic sets. The city right here is so detailed and so condensed. I like how they even included the beach. There's a lot of movement, a lot of color you can see in those skyscrapers. That's a lot of skill. Back there, that paneled building with the glass windows, there's a carousel inside. I always thought that it's humorous that the Vestas wind turbine runs on a battery. But you can see this guy's done a great job with that monorail running through the city. I love it. Oh man, it's a custom Ewok village. This thing is sweet though. You can set up some seriously nice scenes in here. They've got a castle here as well. Got some buildings inside. Tons of minifigs. This is really cool. Looks like there's a skeletal raid coming in on a party that's going on over there. Very, very cool castle scene. Sheesh, look at these semis. What? These are so good. Well, this table's pretty cool. Looks like he has a city set up, but each block kind of has its own theme. Right there you can see there's the beach, and then this looks to be a hotel, and there's an ice scene right here we'll look at in just a second. I think it's my favorite. Right there's a disc golf course. That's so cool how he has that whole block designated. And then the city wraps around, but you can see right here it looks like there's a giant Disney war on Elsa's castle. That's cool. It's always nice to see the Lego modulars displayed next to each other. They even have some custom stuff going on here. I like this in the most. Definitely check out that Chili's. That's so dope. I figured some of my train fanatics might like this one right here, so I went ahead and took this clip. Let me know. I don't know too much about old Lego trains, but are these all custom? They appear to be, but I'm not sure if any of these are sets. Around the Midwest, we rep the Big Ten. You can see all of their logos right here. This is fantastic. I love this. Great work on some custom art. The city appears to be celebrating something. You can see a dope parade. They have a lot of floats. I think that's very sweet how they did that. Right in the middle, there's some custom trees. I like that Lego Masters building right there. And of course, everyone is extending the height of the Grand Emporium. This hospital is so dope. These builds here were designed by Zach and Tim from Lego Masters Season 2. There's some seriously detailed stuff in here. I really like the scale that they've chosen to represent with their displays here today. There is Tim and Zach back there, and it looks like they're putting on some sort of build competition here for the kids. This build right here looks to have quite the knack for something haunted. This is pretty sweet for Halloween time. Looks like there's a bunch of skeletons in there, all kinds of a war scene. You can see the Tower of Lethank right here. Pretty much anything that's haunted or scary is definitely here. Here you can see the other side of the table. This is a giant build. Look at that huge graveyard. So I just saw these out of the corner of my eye, and I really couldn't believe how big some of these are. Look at this combine. This is just massive, dude, and really sweet for being here in Indiana. Gotta love that. That had to have been so many pieces and taken a long time to build. But these are some dope MOCs. So this thing's like a giant Rube Goldberg. It actually wraps all the way around. You can see this table is just huge. This thing never really even ends, right? So they just keep dropping balls into it, and they just keep going on around. I really can't believe some of the stuff that these guys have done. This is so sweet. I could watch this thing for hours, honestly. I imagine having one of these in your house. Well, I am from Indiana, and I gotta say I think farms are pretty cool, and I've always been intrigued by the design of Lego farms. And I think these guys have pretty much nailed it, right? So this is some sort of medieval design. You can see the castle over there. This is definitely sweet. Huge scale. Look at this custom comic book print. This thing is fantastic and so inspirational, man. Wow, dude. So many cool pieces in that. That is nuts. So I don't know how we came across this at the end of the day, but this has got to be probably the best display that's in this building. There's so much detail here. I really don't even know what to say. This is just incredible. The amount of work that's been put into this is just insane. I can't even imagine. You can see this is obviously a castle scene. There's some sort of medieval tournament going on here in the middle of the build. The trees, everything about this is just so great. The colors. I love this little part right here. As you can see, it's very tight, and this is kind of like the market. There's all kinds of shops and stuff, and the signs just look great. I love that tiny little alleyway. These evergreen trees are really great and inspirational, considering I'm trying to build some of those right now. You can see the castle wall, and it looks like they're kind of walking maybe some orcs, or I'm not sure whether they just had a war and these knights are walking them into the prisons, or what's going on. But obviously they have a ton of minifigs, and they love this theme. Over here we are outside of the castle walls, right? So this is kind of like the farm. There's a moat right there. It seems to be kind of like a river. Everything that they've done. There's a weeping willow. This is just so detailed and so beautiful. I really can't believe that that birch tree right there is so tall. That roof paneling is just great. I like how it's open right here so you can see. They've set up a few things like that to make this kind of playable. It's really interesting. Here I walked around so you guys could see the other side of the build and kind of what I'm talking about. So they've built stuff like this where you can see inside, and they have little scenes in there. That is so cool, man. They have them kind of just all around the build. But here's that medieval tournament right here from the other side. I love those tints. They've used colors so well in this display here. Gotta love it, man. And if you guys are into this theme, I know you guys love this build as well. So I really don't know how we missed this one earlier either, but holy crap, look at the detail on this. This guy has greenery everywhere. The mountainside looks great. This is like some kind of tropical scene. I don't really know, but this is crazy. It kind of looks almost like Fred Flintstone-y. But you can see there's a farm here. I like that mud pit right there. This is a great display. I've been kind of eyeing this display all day from afar, and I finally made my way over here. This thing's definitely cool. There's some retro stuff and some seriously old stuff. You can see Mtron Space Mining Colony. I'm not sure if that's Marathon or what's going on here. But you can see they have a massive collection of some space stuff. This thing is so cool. The old neon translucent pieces that they have, and the road plates, all kinds of stuff going on here. They have several of sets, and I'm sure there's a lot of custom builds in here. There's some mechs down there and just a giant mining rig. Well, I actually really like these buildings. It's like some older techniques. You guys can see some of the roof pieces that they've had for a long time. But these look like just really brilliant villas. That red one, the one with the red roof, caught my eye from afar. There's the train going by, a couple of them actually. But as we move down the table, you guys can see just a custom city. They've definitely taken some ideas and themes from some of the modulars or some things like that. But this thing's definitely got a lot of custom buildings in here, and I think this guy has done a really brilliant job of setting this up. I like the way that this looks. Yeah, just like that last table, I really do admire some of these old school builds. You guys can see the train right there, the Indiana train. But really, this one right here, the thing that stands out is this museum. I gotta take inspiration from this, man. This is wonderful. I love it. It's so great. You can fit so much in there. I got to do something like that for my Lego city. I really like the scale of this build. You can see some camping and just a mountainside going on right there leading up to the city. But this is just a giant construction site. Obviously they have something huge planned right here, and there's so much detail. You guys can see some piping work on that wall. And this crane, he's actually moving it right now, and it's going pretty slow, and he's lifting something up there. So I would assume that he's been working on this building for a long time, and he's excited to get this one done. We were back at the house, and that was just a great day. I had a blast at Brickworld. I think the girls had a blast as well. There were some great builds there. Let me know what your guys' favorite build was in the comment section below. I really can't decide. There were a few of them that were just absolutely incredible. So much detail, so much inspiration. It was nice to see so many people there, and it was just a blast. So I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. If you did, make sure to hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for more great content coming real soon. I appreciate it, guys, and hope to see you on the next one. Have a good day.